Assalamu alaikum guys, my name is Nakib, welcome to the channel. If you guys have never viewed one of my videos before, I just kind of upload every once in a while, and it's just random stuff, car stuff, stuff about life. But in today's video, I want to talk about my experience getting married, because alhamdulillah, I got married recently, a couple weeks ago, and unfortunately we had to go through a lot of hoops, me and my wife, to get to where we are. And I just want to talk about it because some of you guys might be experiencing this. I know it's not really a common situation, so let me go ahead and explain what happened, and then I'll kind of give my feedback on it. So my wife is a revert. She reverted last year, alhamdulillah, and so the situation is that her parents, you know how a lot of revert families are, you get shunned away from your family. So with that being said, you want the Muslim community to really embrace these reverts. And I feel like in the Muslim community, oftentimes these reverts are outcasts. And that's such a shame, because oftentimes I heard a Mufti Mink video, and he talked about this. And he said that a lot of these reverts are more pure than most of us that were born Muslim. And that's why we should really embrace them, because we didn't choose to be Muslim. I mean, yeah, we choose to practice now. A lot of people leave the religion. A lot of people become stronger in faith as they grow older. But reverts chose this path. They chose. So oftentimes they're better Muslims than a lot of us that were born Muslims. So, she did her research, and she reverted, alhamdulillah. And so we were like, okay, we're going to get married. So that's when the complications came up of, we didn't necessarily want to get the court documents signed and become legally married, do the registration and everything. We just wanted to get Islamically married for the time being, just so we could establish ourselves a little bit, since we're both students, we both go to school. And then once we graduate, our plan was to, go to the courthouse and then get married in the traditional, or not really the traditional sense, but the government sense, right? So essentially in the government's eyes, we would be like boyfriend, girlfriend, living together, I guess, but Islamically it would be completely halal because we had the nikah out the way. So we started searching after we decided that we were going to get married, and that's when the complications started to hit. Because the fact that we didn't have our court document saying that we were, married based on what the government considers marriage, no masjid would touch it with the 10-foot pole. So, and what made it really worse is when they wanted an explanation of why we're not going that route and why we just want the Islamic nikah out the way, it just got tenfold worse when they figured out that she was a revert, and they're like, no, what if we get sued, blah, 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 blah. And to play the devil's advocate, I understand that. You have to protect yourself, especially in today's day and age where everyone's out to get you. But also, when I am talking to, at some point I was pleading with these guys. I had talked to probably 10, 15 different mosques, quite a few different people, just to get our nikah out the way. And every single time we would get turned down. And once again, I get it, from a certain extent. But also, why is it this hard, And I understand the fact that in reality, you can just do a verbal nikah. Anyone that knows a little bit of the Quran, is just a couple of du'as. You just need 2 witnesses from the male side, 2 witnesses from the female side, and you need a male guardian, whether that would be her brother or her father, just to be there to, give her off. But in this situation, obviously she doesn't have that. She's a revert. So what is she supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? If we're trying to make things halal, we're trying to do everything Islamically, but no one wants to help out. And that's where it really kind of hit a nerve with me, because at some point when I kept getting rejected, I'm like, okay, how about if I ask a masjid and you don't have to do it. The imam does not have to do it. I will literally have one of my friends that are, a hafiz, they'll do it. Even then they were like, no, we don't want any backlash. And you can argue that, yeah, you can do it at someone's house. Let me just explain a whole lot of stuff. So as I'm getting older and older, I don't actually keep up with a lot of my friends that used to, I used to hang out with, because I'm trying to get away from the negative influences. I'm really trying to live a decent life on the straight path as best as I can. I'm not a perfect Muslim, but I really did cut ties with a lot of people that I used to know. So, and let's just say the situation wouldn't allow for it at my house. So I really wanted to get it done at a masjid. And, you know, I wanted people to come. You know, I wanted my relatives to come. I wanted my family to be there. So just the fact that everyone was shying away, even after I started pleading with these people, like, this is the situation, you know, she's got nowhere to go. Like, I mean, as far as, not really nowhere to go, but as far as, like, no community. She's a newly reverted Muslim. She needs community and she needs help. We got to get married so we can establish a family. And all the imams would just give BS excuses. And funny thing is, finally we had a masjid that agreed. So we're like, okay, cool. And they're like, we're never going to speak of this again. You know, make sure you do your part in protecting us and everything like that. And what the crazy thing is the day that I arrived, we planned on having it from Maghrib to Isha. And we arrived, you know, 10, 15 minutes before Maghrib. We had all of our family had arrived at the masjid. We even had a whole bunch of food that we got to give out after the nikah. And I get a text a few minutes before the prayer saying, tell your family not to come. That the imam that was supposed to do it, he's not going to be here. And another younger imam was like, no, we're not going to do it, blah, blah, blah. And it just turned into a whole thing 5 minutes before it was supposed to happen. And I'm like, really, dude? And that really left such a sour taste. I know I keep repeating myself, but that just... Explain to me, if any of you guys have run into a situation like this, because, like, what is someone supposed to do? You know what I mean? And I get it, you can go the route and blah, blah, blah. And it just really shouldn't be this hard, because Muslims are supposed to be inviting, Muslims are supposed to embrace each other, and if it's really this difficult, you're actually pushing people away from Islam. You're actually pushing people into haram. If it's really this difficult to just have the legal, I mean, you know, the Islamic nikah out the way, you are pushing people into the wrong side. Because what if someone tries to go the proper route? You know, alhamdulillah, I have enough faith that I would never go down that route. And, you know, it is what it is. But some people, they'll just say, screw it, I'm not going to, you know, no one in the Muslim community is helping me, I'm just going to do the haram way, you know? We'll just do whatever we want. We'll have some kids, we'll make our family by ourselves, screw Islam. And think about how many people have had bad experiences with imams in the masjid because of politics that have been shunned away, and they grew distant from Islam. In my opinion, yes, I get the legal factor, but there should be other ways around it. You know what I mean? If you have to, as an imam, as, you know, a pillar of the community, if I'm going to 15 different masjids, I shouldn't have to go to 15 different masjids based on my case scenario. That's not opening things up to reverts, man. That really made me upset. But that's just my scenario, and that's what happened to me and my wife. So I wanted to kind of hear you guys' story. If any, you know, I'm not really a big YouTuber, but if anyone comes across this video, if you have any experience or any similar situations, or if you're in a situation where you're looking to get your nikah out the way and you can't find somebody, kind of let me know what you guys are doing and how you guys plan on going about things. But I'll answer some comments if I get any. But yeah, anyways, till the next video, take care. Assalamu alaikum.